Welcome back. We're
G'day,
here
guys.
for
Welcome to another episode of Wind Against Tide podcast. I'm joined with Adrian and Dave. Dave, welcome. Run us through whiting on poppers.
what the hell's going on here?
I've set Dave up here. Beauty.
Is this a stitch up?
Yeah, it's a stitch up.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I was like shocked. I'm like, what are you doing? All right. Yeah. Well, as you can see, we've got Thomas Pinter in the studio. Bit of a comedian by the looks of it.
Always here for a good time.
I'm way off guard now. We thought we'd get Thomas in to have a chat with us. We've actually been sort of chatting away with Thomas over the last few years, I guess. Thomas does a pretty big variety of fishing, but I guess he's more well-known these days for his Big Murray cod exploits.
Yeah.
Is that right, Tom?
Oh, I do my best. Do
Yep.
that as much as I can, yeah.
So that's your that's your favourite style of fishing these days?
Favorite, like, it just plays along because it's like all year round. So it's like it's not just your winter to your summer or whatever. Like, you just got to evolve with the seasons. And
Yeah.
yeah, you're always in the mix of chasing a big fish or numbers of fish. You can always, just change your tactic a little bit, and yeah, you can always find yourself onto some fish.
Yeah, very nice. I think one of the main things we do as fishermen is follow the seasons around and 12 months of action.
Yeah, that's it.
So how long have you been fishing for, Thomas? Has it been a childhood thing? You started when you were a kid, and is it like most people where your dad gets you into it, or how'd you get into it?
Yeah, well, literally just learnt how to swim below the weir in Yarrawonga. So I've literally been, camping on the banks of the Murray my whole life, and yeah, so I've always been around it, like fishing. Lure fishing has come to a bit more probably when I was probably at the age of like 10. Also, I really tried hard to get myself caught on lures, and yeah, but it's sort of like always on bait fishing while we're camping, this and that. But I've been fishing my whole life.
Yeah, nice.
I think I first met you in the Blue Water Classic when you had a black watch.
The Caribbean, the 32.
Oh, the 32, sorry. Yeah.
Come on, Adrian.
Yeah, I forgot what he had. It was a
Yeah.
few years back now,
Yeah,
and
that
I think
was
you won that year
In
in the
tagging
big boat. Yeah.
Yeah, over the 7.5 metre,
Yeah,
7.5 metre category. Yeah, the big boat category. Yeah, we won that one.
So you're no stranger to winning comps, are you?
No, get very competitive.
No. So your most recent wins have been in the COD National Champs, is that right?
Yeah, the last 2 years. Yep.
Wow. So is that
Yeah,
just
he's
one?
a bloody champion up there. Have a look.
Oh, look at him. That's who was in that photo? You, your dad, and go back, Adrian.
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, we've lost
I
it.
think
No,
it's
well,
like-
this is the
oh,
next year. So this is last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So the other one was 2020 and this is 2021. So you back to back.
Yeah, back to back.
Back to back this year, you reckon?
Or 3-peat maybe. I've been working my ass off for the last probably probably December. I've already been putting my hours in.
Yeah.
Even this last week gone, I'd spent all weekend. Sweating my ass off. Like literally had like 35-degree days. But when it comes tournament day, you can't choose the conditions, rain, hail, or shine. So you got to be out there getting sunburn and heat stroke or not. Which literally what happened to me. I actually got dehydrated.
Oh, did ya?
Got the shakes, man, bad. But I was out the next morning.
Crazy. So this comp, is it always at Lake Mulwala, or is it like a series that goes around Victoria, or is it? Well, it's national, I guess, so it goes around Australia.
No, it's based on Lake Mulwala.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it has a cut-off point. You can head up past Bunalong, so into the Murray.
Yep.
There is a cut-off point off the top meters, like 15k of river. You can go and chase, but literally from the township of Yarrawonga and across Lake Mulwala to 15k's of river. If you cannot find fish in that, which is, I don't know, if you had to draw a straight line, probably 50 odd k of water.
Yeah.
Then don't bother.
Yeah,
I feel
right.
personally attacked, Adrian.
Well, I remember you probably started your cod journey maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, was it?
More the filming aspect of it.
Yeah.
But as for like, I think it was like since I was probably 19, I bought my first boat, and then I was just disappearing every weekend or as much as I could, even though it was Ilden. I sucked at Ilden hard, really struggled, but then slowly, found results. And then, but my way, I was always there because obviously being through my childhood, I up there as much as I can, even just like the camping aspect and just being around the fire and surface fishing and having a couple of beers with mates and that. So it was good.
Yeah, because you used to drive like 15 hours one way to catch cod, didn't you?
Yeah, there was driving up to pretty much the Queensland border, just pretty much like it was like an hour shy of the Queensland border.
That's crazy.
I've done multiple trips up there. Drop of a hat, mate of mine just said, fuck it, let's go. And we've done that a couple of times. Yeah.
So that's Copeton, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Copeton Dam. Yeah, there's a couple of other dams around there. There's probably like 4 or 5 within 100, 150k radius, but Copeton probably stands out.
That was the haven of big cod, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was until it copped all the pressure, and it's just like cod aren't stupid. They get educated, and whether it's just a sound of your lure making a surface paddling noise or your blades moving through the water, they wise up. Like, you've always got to be another step evolving your technique. And,
do you reckon the drought had a part in that as well?
Yeah, it was huge because I think it went down. The lowest I seen it was like 6%, and it was like a puddle. I think the deepest water we found, I think, would have been probably 8 meters of water. And this dam is like a water reserve. So when it's 100%, I've seen it 70-odd%, and we had like 30, 40 meters of water in some parts, like in front of the dam wall. So you can imagine all that mass is just gone. Imagine like Lake Eildon, like Drews Creek and all that. You know, the 5-knot markers after you launch, well and truly out of the water. Like the water would be around the corner. Like you'd have to drive down a dirt road. Like that's what that scenario would be like.
Wow.
Yeah. So would you say Eildon's taken over as probably the premier cod fishery these days? I know you said you used to struggle a bit, but I think it's been stocked so heavily now that it's probably a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah, but like I think they were always there in such quality. Like I don't say they're in numbers like mulwhaler. Mulwhaler, I reckon, is a fish on just about every second tree.
Yeah.
But regardless of size, but like mulwhaler has probably, I'd say at least top 3 in quality and amount of quality fish. Like I'm talking that 85 centimetre plus. I'd say it's like one of those dams that's just like probably got the most. And then like
Eildon or Mulwhaler?
No, Eildon.
Yeah.
Like, so like the fish in Eildon, I don't see them as all stocked. Like fisheries done plenty of stocking, and they done some recapturing through electrofishing, and they done some sampling, like DNA sampling, and they go, 99% came back as
I saw
release
that,
fish.
yeah.
But where they did the testing, it was the release site. So it was literally like no-brainer. Like you're going to get the result of what you did.
Yeah.
But go to areas where you didn't. Like go to a completely different area, and I know some of the fish I'm finding are wild bred.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of the brown trout in there are wild bred in there. But I think it was something like 6%. They were saying that the Murray cod were wild bred in there.
That's
according to
accurate.
their findings. So.
Yeah, no, that's not right at all.
You'd think, being released, say, near the dam wall or whatever, they're not going to go travelling around the whole bloody lake to go find a tree to live on. They're going to find the closest thing possible.
I've re-caught fish.
Have you? And, how do you know? Do you tag them or?
The patterns are like a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Just like noticeable. So like gill plate around the eye. Every fish is different, and I know for a fact I've got a fish that was 15k away.
Wow.
And it was maybe within not even a year, probably like 10 months span, and it was
So they don't have their own tree that they stick to, or
you'll get the fish that are like resident fish, but like they move. Like if you think the fish when it's 70%, old mate sitting on his tree, it drops down to 20%. Old mate's tree is like 20 meters out of the water.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's got to go run away. He's got to find new shit, unless he wants to run up and down the bank, maybe patrol it or whatever. But their homes come and go. Like the water on fishing comes and goes depending on the water level. I'll fish here because bait or whatever that dictates me to fish there. But water's up, I might not fish that for another 6 months because there's no bait, there's nothing on it, it's dead.
Yeah. Well, the water recedes every day, so it's
changing. Yeah. It almost like the most I've seen it drop in one day was a foot.
Yeah.
And that was huge because I actually did the lake twice in a day. I actually ran back home twice, and I ran home after day fishing. It was a good day. And then I had plans the next day, but then those plans fell through. So I was like, bam, I'm going back again because it was too good to miss out. And I got to the ramp and I was like, hang on, like because it's on a gradual slope, a foot is literally maybe 2 meters.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And where it was marked, it was like way out the water. I was like, shit, already, you know.
It's crazy how quick it drops.
Yeah.
So what do you think the rising and dropping waters do to the bite? Do they improve it? Do the fish stop feeding for a bit while they're adjusting to their new surroundings? Or is it a positive or a negative?
I don't let it influence too much of what I do. I think it's more the time of year, the barometer, water temps, stuff like that dictate, you know, the activity.
Does the almanac help?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. If you're like, I don't know, I've said to you, boys, like with your dewies and you know, you sort of figure out those patterns, they are like literally the same, identical. So those
so
guys.
You wait for the tide to come in at Eildon.
yeah, can only launch at high tide.
Yeah.
But no, literally, there are freshwater tides. I know it sounds so stupid, but they bite on the same.
It's a moon
tides.
phase, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's right. So like your moon sets and rises and all that sort of stuff, midday, all that happens.
Very interesting. Now, we enjoy mostly Adrian enjoys a good top water casting session for cod. Actually, I should mention that we're pretty crap at cod, but we've invested a little bit of time into it. But
not like Tom. He's sweating blood and tears every day basically.
And to be honest, when we go, we kind of cook food and sleep in and stuff. So it's not surprising we don't.
I got into it because you had your bucks paid in Eildon, and I said I'm going to get the funniest, dumbest looking lure that's ever existed, and it stayed on my rod all trip. And the very first cast we did it, first 5 minutes, we go, oh, that tree looks good. Boom, smash.
Yeah.
Wing ripped off a budgie hook straightened, and like, oh, that was fun. Maybe we'll get a couple more, and didn't see another one until the very end of the trip. Yeah. Wing has swiped my fish.
Tom's not surprised that we didn't see another one. So what I was going to ask there is, with the top water fishing, do you find there's a time of year where that's better in the impoundments?
You get a fish on top water all year. It's just like probably in winter, I'll be more inclined to throw it midday till, you know, whatever. I've caught a fish off the top like 1, 2 o'clock and like good fish. Yeah. Like your 90 plus sort of centimetre fish off the surface. But in winter, it really shines as like a productive technique. It's not just, hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah. In summer I do, but I probably keep it more nighttime or, you know, low light, morning and afternoon. Come during the day, there's so many wake boats that are like crashing the waves and it creates a big mud line. So like that can be a bit of a pain, but and that sometimes those mud lines come right out like 20 plus meters, so it's a bit of a prick. But mind you, like underneath it, it's actually clear water. I've put a GoPro on a pole before and it dropped me, you know, down on the pole, on the tackleback pole, and you know, you go down about a meter or two and it's clean water. Is this
Eildon? Yeah.
It's clean water. That silt sitting on top because it doesn't get a chance to sink. Yeah. Naturally it would sink because obviously it's like, you know, grains of sand really. So it'll make its way down to the bottom, but with all the constant like thrashing, it sort of keeps up a bit. But yeah, no, clean water underneath. But yeah, probably it's almost like a blanket. So I'd imagine the fish wouldn't be able to line it up too well.
So it's funny that the top water's better in winter. Is that, you reckon, because the water they're looking for that
water would be warmer, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that surface temp to be up.
Depends. Like I personally, I reckon through summer the surface is warmer, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever gone through a swim, you know, and your feet are like ice cold, like freezing as.
No, you don't go for a swim there. Blue-green algae, get bloody itchy and
eating cod.
Yeah, bad. But yeah, like I reckon that probably mid-water is probably warmer. Like you start going down deep, it's going to be real cold. But there's actually a bit of a thing that's happened in a couple of dams where that water's rolled over, where the fish might be down deep, whatever, and that top water is like, don't quote me on it, it's something to do with the flows where that water from the top's gone to the bottom or the bottom from the top, and it actually has killed fish in some dams.
Oh, wow.
It shocks them that hard.
Yeah.
Or if they drop the water in their ass and all that cold water's gone so quick, it might only be a couple of degrees, but if it happens like in the space of like 48 hours, fish are done.
Yeah, right.
Like Blowering copped it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yep.
Didn't kill every fish, but there was plenty of metre 20. I seen one fight a metre 35 washed up.
Wow,
dead.
that's a big fish.
And the water quality is drinking quality, so it was nothing in the water.
Yeah.
Wow. You often see people like cast in the froth along the Murray and get big giants out of the white, you know, the pollution.
White water, yeah. Yeah.
I suppose it's all cover, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So many interesting cod tips coming from Thomas. He's a wealth of knowledge.
Well, I want to know what makes you like decide what lure to use. Like, because there's so many different like lizards, rats, birds. That's just topwater basically. Like
That's just animals.
echidnas.
You can use fish profiles, Adrian.
I was going to say, actually, I got a mate that's a custom lure maker, handcrafted lures. He's actually got one called the possum. And the thing, I shit you not, it's 350 mil long, big paddle length.
Wow.
It's about 80 mil wide across the back.
Wow.
And dude, this.
What do you?
Move
What kind of steel pole do you use to cast?
You go to Bunnings, cleaning section,
Wow.
unscrew the broom handle.
Yeah.
I think the takeaway from that is that cod will eat just about anything.
Yeah, like anything that's their size. I've caught fish on snakes that are literally no more big than it.
Yeah, well, I think just the winter that just went by, we had a real dry spell and the mice had a big plague along the Murray.
Yeah,
and the cod ended up eating a lot of them, according to the news anyway. It was really fascinating.
Yeah, that's funny you say that. Probably 5 or 6 years ago, there was a massive plague. I'm talking, you go to the servo and you would see them running across, in Yarrawonga, like you'd see them running across the servo towards the garbage bin, skip bin. And some of those, like when the fish were on like the right surface conditions, you would be surface fishing on glass at night. You can hear them boofing around the lake. You could see rats swimming on the water. And when you catch one, even a small fish, it would throw up 3-4 rats on the floor of your boat. It was actually one of the hottest sessions I've had where...
That's crazy.
Yeah, we caught a dozen, like the space of an hour. It was just mental. It was like every second cast you're getting bite or something happening. All of them threw up rats, and you like even decomposed ones. Are just like, you just smell. It was so bad. Like at the end of the night, we were just like, dude, it's not worth the photo, man. We had to go past the car wash and get any of the carpet. It was.
That is
I've still got
crazy,
the smell
man.
in the back of my head. It was like,
because they were talking about like I guess crop dusting and with poison, and they said no, it's going to destroy the natives in the river system here, like the cods and the kangaroos and everything.
That's another thing that's cold have copped is especially in like the lower Murray towards like Menindee Lakes and stuff like that, up in the in the Darling and stuff, where I think they're a bit more on top of it now, but a lot of crop poisoning and then like heavy rain randomly comes and washes all that shit in the water. Shrimps and yabbies are literally trying to crawl out the water, but that's crazy. Blackwater done more damage, but it has happened like that too.
Yeah, they're at risk from a whole bunch of stuff. They need to be looked after, I reckon. Now, I wanted to talk about fishing technology because I know that basically you have like a...
You're calling him a cheat, aren't you?
No, I'm saying basically you've got like a tin surfboard, like stand-up paddleboard sized boat, and like it's...
He uses the same joke with my tinny tee.
It's like a space shuttle. It's got like screens and tech everywhere. So how have you found that has influenced your fishing, and especially with active target these days, which is obviously... So we're seeing real-time fish eating your lures. Do you think that that's been a positive thing in the fishery, or do you think that it's made it a bit easy?
I reckon to a degree it does make it easier, but only because it like cuts out you might be fishing a bank for a whole weekend and no bites, but there was no fish on that bank. So with that technology, it would go, right, there's no, like you would find out probably within a couple of hours of going, right, we need to do something different. There's nothing here. Not even change lure. It's like, we need to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it sort of cuts that crap out.
Yeah.
So you'll literally keep on moving. And then once you find fish, obviously, you can go, all right, he didn't want this, I can feed him something else, or you can put a plan together. So it's a bit different.
I did watch your latest video on YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed to Tomo, give him a subscription, I guess.
Yeah.
Give us one too.
Yeah, we need it too. YouTube's a hard game, isn't it?
Oh, it's bad. Like, you got to start somewhere. Like, some people say, "Oh, can you share my video?" Dude, come on, you put your finger out and just do it because you love it, not because you have to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
a lot of love's got to go into it.
Oh, 100%.
So I was saying I watched your latest video and you're doing the exact same thing. You're like, oh, there's a fish between those two trees, and you kept casting at it.
Oh, yeah.
And you go, another fish is here.
Yeah.
And I think it was your old man, and he's stood over you and he's casting at it too, and then you go and you're just winding it, letting it drop on it. I think you're watching it drop on it, and then bang, looked up after about 5 casts, and
I saw your dad get angry at you for stealing his fish.
Oh, there's that many times like I've stood at the back on like direct him at it, cast over hit, do that. And I don't know, he's capable, but it's just luck has not been his way. And I'd be like, all right, because sometimes like you follow a fish and he might duck into a bit of structure and he'll be like gone, like you cannot find him again.
Yeah.
So like before he does that, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to give it a flick. And then like that one exactly that you're talking about, we were casting at the tree and the fish was sitting between us and the tree. So that one cast, if you noticed, I did a big cast between, and then my dad's like, "Oh, you're going to get snagged." I'm like, no, you need to bring it into the area. Don't cast at the fish and retrieve. You need to make it swim into the area, past the fish, and keep going. A bit more realistic. And don't get me wrong, I've still had fish like cast at it on accident and come up and eat it, but you make it swim in, literally swim past him, and he does a U-bolt and comes up your ass and smashes it. That's what I was like, oh, he's coming.
Yeah.
And,
because normally because we do a lot of top water tuna fishing, and you want to cast at that fish's head, basically.
Oh, right.
Like the ones that are, basically, because they'll just ignore it if you miss it or you cast past it, unless you're lucky and you get it right in front of his mouth as you retrieve it. Yeah.
But the cod, being an apex sort of predator in that waterway, they don't like to be surprised. If you pull it from too close, they'll shoot off, boom, straight to the bottom, disappear. Like I found him again, like 5 seconds later, he's 50 meters away because he's just like bolted. Now they're bloody quick when they want to be, and also like being that sort of predator state. If you what I tell a lot of people, imagine there's like a square meter bubble around that fish. You don't want to go in that. As soon as you do that, game over. He's gone. He's shooting off.
Yeah.
You've pretty much blew your chance.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Because we have been in Mulwala before and retrieving a lure on a snag right on the bank. I remember reaching over a log trying to rip this lure out, and this huge cod just darted out of there. I'm like, damn.
Oh, really?
We've lost that fish. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, Tom.
No, you're right.
Oh, well, I was going to, we've got over here a little box. You can see that on the camera, Adrian.
Yeah, not really, but I think it says box of tricks. Today's box of tricks.
Cod box of tricks. Right? What we want to do is go through an absolute expert in the field of cod fishing.
Yes.
We want him to rate our cod spread. Get some ratings.
Be interesting.
So Dave's unwrapping his box of tricks here.
It says top secret on here.
Shit.
All right. Now.
Just tip it out, old boy.
All right.
Or you're just going to do one by one?
No, it's going to make a hell of a noise. Or should we do... No, we'll just do some... A few at a time.
This is a lucky dip then.
All right. Here's one that's probably not crap.
Nah, when I was telling you about that possum, that whatever they got made,
hold it up.
Makes it.
Oh, yeah. I should have probably shown the camera.
Yeah.
So we've got a Joe the Rat.
Yeah.
Is that Joe or is that the next one up?
Catafara. Yeah. That's it. Timber made. Awesome lure for your river fishing and lake.
Yeah.
Get a good distance on the cast. It's good at calling fish.
I have snapped the bibs a few times, so I got to.
Don't worry.
I got to
still work.
Yeah, a few spare ones. So.
Yeah.
So we want a Captain Thomas rating out of 10.
I've caught fish on this, so it's probably in the line of being used, probably an 8.
Well,
8 out of 10.
I'm gonna have a look over here, guys.
For the rat.
He's got
it's worth throwing, but it's not.
He's got a white rat in this photo, so I'm assuming he's caught.
That's the one I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch that fish on. That was actually, I was surface fishing a weed edge, and I had the scope out, the active target out to the side into some deep water while I was working that weed edge, and I put that rod down and I quickly picked up the swim bait, threw out to it, and I was actually with my younger brother, and pulled that fish. Yeah.
Wow. So 8 out of 10 for the rat.
Yeah.
The rat gets an 8 out of 10.
Works.
Now, here's another beauty that I think you'll find quite impressive.
Here we go. What is that? It doesn't even have a foot.
It looks like something.
No, they're called Danny the Duck, I think.
Yeah.
Danny, is it? Danny?
So
I don't know.
Daffy or Danny or
It's made by Western.
Yeah, Western.
So,
there's a saying on the bit.
So when we went to Dave's Bucks, I bought a random bunch of the funniest lures I could find in Anaconda or VCF, and that was one of them. And,
that's sick.
And its leg fell off like first cast, and as you can see. But I think I did try trolling that for tuna once.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Does it handle speed? It might, because of the narrow bib.
Yeah, they swim all right.
Put that on a bit of wire and might. But,
Tomo rating?
No, I haven't got one, but I know plenty of fish that have been caught on it.
Wow, there
Funny
you
you
go.
say that. No, and I know plenty of fish that have been caught on it.
There
It
you
was
go.
more of a piss take, but then they go, "Oh shit, I've actually pulled a fish on it." So it's like,
Well, Winger interviewed someone who caught a cod in the backwaters there, and who was duck hunting, and a cod ate his duck as he was retrieving it.
I know exactly where it was.
Yeah.
When I seen that video,
Yeah.
I was like, "I bet you it was bun along." And I
That's what
I
it
said to
looks
my
like.
brother, and I said where it was.
The Everglades.
Yeah, and then that
Just
guy
go away.
happened to be the plumber at my parents' house up in Bundalong,
There
and
you
he
go.
told me everything. I'll go.
I'm going there.
Yeah, I'll go. See the fish.
So,
Nah, but
so the duck is good.
yeah,
Good lure.
duck works. Lay down timber and stuff. They don't know. Like realistically, that I don't think they'll see it as a duck. I reckon no,
Yeah,
honestly,
it's like
No,
a fish, basically. Yeah.
yeah, that they'll see it as a fish or like something coming past them.
English roach.
English roach. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, like because like it's very rare they see a duck with 1 foot. So
Yeah.
they're
No, but that's
Yeah.
because it's been hammered by so many fish, obviously.
got bill whacked on marlin.
Exactly.
Okay, we
Teaser.
don't get a Tom
if I
rating
get-
on that one, but
Like because I haven't used it,
No.
but from what I've heard, it's actually
They
pretty
work.
good things. I call them like 5.
all right.
5 out of 10.
And pulling out the big guns.
Okay, here we go.
Adrian's favourite.
Oh,
budgie.
yes.
Yeah,
So
The
it's
budgie.
missing a wing and the middle hooks.
Now, you might
That's
notice he's missing a wing. He's been clipped because
Middle hooks straightened.
a cod ate his wing.
Yeah.
And
Really?
the crappy little hook's been straightened.
That's
Yeah.
how it-
What do you mean, did it really? Why do you sound surprised? So this one's from Chase Baits. What do you think of that one, Tom?
same thing. Like with, they don't no, like they don't know it's a budgie. It's just gonna plop along the top and they're gonna smash it.
Yeah.
But, like it makes a bit of noise. I don't think they actually
He's going
see
for
it.
another lucky dip, he goes.
But ballpark same.
Yeah,
But
they
if I
work.
had to break it down and go to quality, 'cause I know I've heard a few people saying it breaks. So
Yeah. Well, there you go.
it
Broken
lost points.
one fish. So,
yeah, well there you go.
so what are you giving
Lost
that
points.
for?
Yeah.
One thing we've noticed when casting these is they
Oh,
either
yes.
fly in what we call a peregrine falcon mode.
Yes, they
Where the-
absolutely go a million miles. You can be casting over the bank in like 30 meters into trees, or
Yeah, the wings fold in, they go full peregrine falcon.
Yep.
Way further than you want to cast, or the wings extend and they helicopter into a tree.
yes,
So
Well, that depends when you go to cast if the wings are out or not. If it's going to fly or if it's prepared to landing.
yeah,
So
but you will never know. It's just luck of the draw.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
All right, next one.
What's going on next?
Some sort of big
Uh,
sex toy looking thing that Adrian bought.
That's
Capses or something? Is
Uh,
that 9-inch?
Yeah,
Biwa?
I got
Yeah,
it from
yeah.
Tackle World. It's one of their brands they bring in. It's
Yeah.
not
One of
the.
Chappie's. One of Chappie's specials.
yeah.
Is
so
it Mitch Chapman's one? Is it? There you go.
I think it's one that it brings in.
Yeah, he was on
Oh, we
last
should
week,
get some
by the
off
way.
him.
And
Yeah, he
he
knows.
he actually rated Ilden as the best cod fishery in Australia.
Yeah.
So
Fishery wise, yeah.
Yeah.
But like when I was talking about the quality and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, yeah, definitely it's up there.
So we don't have so this is a full style of lure. There's a few
it's
different
just a
brands.
giant
Mm.
paddle tail.
Few different
basically.
brands that do these, and we've got a few of the different brands, but this is just what we've got here. So,
Probably good on the estuary perch in the Patterson River, I reckon.
Jeez.
so what do you reckon for that one, Cap?
Oh, that'll just work.
Yeah.
That's just straight up. That'll work.
You reckon
Yeah.
you got to put a chin sinker on it, or
Yes. I
Um,
know you like tricking out your lures. So, what would you do with that one?
Like again, going through your phases of the year. Winter, I'd be able to throw that as it is out
Yep.
the box
Yep.
all day long.
Yep.
Go summer when I was talking about the water clarity and water temperatures being a little bit different. Thermocline plays a big deal. Probably
scatter layer?
Yeah, in the morning, literally.
Yeah.
It's a feed layer, same shit. No blue eye, but in the morning, no weight.
Yeah.
As the sun starts to come up, like as the surface lures probably get put away, that sort of stuff. I'd probably have that tied on, no weight, side by side with old mate.
Okay.
Like that would be in a rod. This would be in a rod.
Yep.
Probably start off with this, and then get any bites or whatever. Or if I did get a bite, throw back in there one more time. Doesn't when it doesn't come back, that's going straight back out.
So
Yeah,
I've
pretty
seen a
much
lot
on
of
switch it.
guys rig those like a million different ways. Like they have,
Yeah.
like, I guess,
Everyone to their own.
yeah. Would you run it like that?
Yeah,
Straight
I'd
out
be
of
able
the
to
box,
run
yeah.
it out the way it is.
Yeah.
Any bigger of a lure, I'd probably run, a second hook on it, but
Will
I
they,
don't need to have too
are
much
they
weight.
fairly engulfing the whole thing
Oh yeah,
anyway?
like I'd 60 centimeter will literally take it down to the line tie.
Does the tinsel on the hook help?
It teases literally the teaser.
They can't resist the tinsel.
You might as well put a squid on an assist hook.
It's actually a fly with a plastic additional on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're paying 30,
like-
$40 for that, and then this is just an additional.
Yeah.
They're like, there's a pesky fish hovering over my tinsel.
Yeah, give me it back.
All right, let's delve back into the box of goodies. Here's a real good one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is a BCF special birch thingy.
Show the camera, Dave.
Yeah,
Oh,
those,
sorry, I forgot what I was doing.
those BCF whips out some of the best lures.
Savage
that
gear?
been. Yeah, they make absolute ripper lures.
Yeah, so before we did this one cod trip for my Bucks party years ago, I literally went into BCF and spent like $500 just buying random
Is
animals.
Mr. Rich over here?
No, I
Buying
wasn't.
animals.
Oh, so
Yeah,
did we give
no.
the swim bait a Tom rating?
I give that a 9.
9.
So the white one a 9, and
One-
this little, I guess, English perch
same.
thing, same
I
9.
give it a 9.
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
They actually have
Because
real
it'll
good
just
action.
work. It'll just flat out work.
Yeah, you can
Any size
retrieve them
fish
so
works,
slow,
yeah.
and they actually
Yeah.
look like a
Yeah.
fish. It's incredible.
Literally.
Just
Yeah.
like
There you go. And quite a natural bait, the old redfin for the...
If you troll that for big bluefin, that'll get eaten.
oh,
100%.
we've tried it in
100%. That'll handle speed too. If you can add a weight,
yeah,
literally a
chin
little
weight.
barrel sinker when you
Yeah.
rig it, because it's a line through.
Yeah.
Line goes through there, line through there, and then it pops out here, and you can run a big single or a treble, like
Yeah.
a big single dojo or
Well,
whatever.
why wouldn't it work?
Yeah, and then here run like a little bit of a barrel sinker, so it literally sits slightly down. You can run that like easily. You do 6
Swim bait.
100%.
Well, it's funny
Cast that into
because
a bait ball.
we won't get you to rate this one because it's the same thing, another BCFer.
Yeah, that'll be ballpark same.
Actually, I found this attached to like a buoy at Eildon once, but
A
when
buoy,
we're
not a boy.
Was it Adrian's and then you found it?
yeah.
I wouldn't cast that. That's not surface. Come on.
Adrian's usually way too far up the tree for me to reach. Um,
yeah,
Yeah, it was funny because we took
that was Winger. Winger had his wrapped around 4 trees at one stage.
yeah, peregrine.
Yeah.
We took that up to Whit Sundays, and I was casting that for GTs for like hours, watching it swim.
was
Going,
very
they
good.
got to
You
eat
should go
that.
on the popper.
Anyway, they didn't eat it. But,
I went the popper.
all right, we've probably got time for a couple more here, I reckon, Adrian. We're going to go this
That's
thing.
one of my favourites.
What do we call it? What is this thing,
The
Adrian?
Stumpy.
Yeah, Stumpy.
Mega Stumper. So do you do much
Show
of
the
this?
camera, Dave.
Oh, shit.
You still cast that, but it's predominantly a big trolling lure. But I've seen countless of fish, like first hand, calling that.
That size?
Yep, same one.
Yeah.
Do you do any
trolling?
trolling, or is that for peasants?
I see that
Bit of frowned upon.
your old man gets into the redfin and stuff. So
Oh, I loves it. I've actually got a video coming out. We spent a whole weekend at Lake Hume, donging reddies. He got more excited about that than getting slammed by a meter 20 cod.
yeah, right.
It was, but seeing him in his element and frothing it, because like every time he caught one, it'd be like, I can't wait to cook it up tonight.
They're good eating, aren't they?
Oh, unreal.
Yeah.
And they're all like that sort of size too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like he like guts them scale, head on and everything, just like dusted in flour,
Yeah.
whole thing fried at full wog style, bones and all, and just like you put it in like a chicken wing, put it in, like rip the meat
wow.
off the bone.
That'd be good.
It was amazing. A couple of beers, it was like
Sorry, you can probably hear all my lures rattling in the audio.
Just get one out. Dave.
I'm trying. They're all attached to each other.
yes.
All right. Here's a couple. Oh no. So this one
That's a
has
lizard. I love
Yeah,
that one.
this one has the the tremor.
So
With the-
I've got my charger in my car, ready to charge it up. He's
Yeah. So
loving
these things like actually buzz in the water. So that's got like the
it. He's still laughing about the charger. I bet you got a USB charger for it.
yeah, I bet.
oh we really suck at this. What was the Tomo rating on the diving lure? You're not really into 'em.
No, but how would I rate it though on scale? My personal
Personal
use, or
preference.
Yeah, this is your
Would you tie it on?
Would I
your
tie it on?
anecdotes.
Probably not, just
No.
because it's not my style. Work
Leave
it
that
what
out.
way it works. Like I know it works. I'll probably give it a 7.
Yeah.
But personally, no, I don't own one.
Right. So the Ballista Tremor,
Mm.
which we've now moved on to,
That's a Colby special.
another surface paddler, but you can actually change the bib on these so they're like a wake bait or a
Why
diver.
would you change your bib? That's surface paddling as you want it.
I mean, do you have much experience with these ones, Captain?
Yeah,
Yep.
no, they were pretty good.
Really good.
Did you go the
Some-
penis throbber style colour one?
Nah, I didn't. They were out of stock.
Okay.
Adrian bought them all.
Yeah, that's it.
No, there's an actual one called a throbber,
Like-
believe it or not.
Buying like you do have to crank them a little bit faster to get them skipping across the top.
Yeah.
In lakes, probably it can be real hit and miss. But in the Murray, like good example you were saying about Colby, the
Yeah.
faster where their fish are a little bit more switched on, where they'll bit more
Well,
opportunity.
you got current, I guess. So.
Yeah, so they're a little bit more on the ball. So if something comes past, they don't go. They very much like tide, fishing slack tide or fishing change of tide, where the fish are a bit more on. In a lake that, I'm not saying no. It's just like, they'll come up, wolf it, maybe half-ass it, miss it, turn on it. That's
So
what
have
I've
you
had
caught on one of those, or
I've
you
had
don't?
a
Never
shitload
actually,
of bites,
Yep.
but I've just never had one stick.
Yeah. Okay.
And the amount of times I've thrown it, probably should, paint's coming off the side. But it's seen some fish, so I give it that. You can raise fish, but that's what stick and fish, nothing special for me personally. Big fish have come up.
Do you ever change hooks, or you just straight out of the box?
Those ones I'd be happy to run straight out the box, but I'd personally run extra split rings and shit to get the hooks away
Lower?
from the lure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more lower. But apart from that, no, they're pretty good straight out of the box.
Wow.
Very interesting.
What else you got there, Davo?
Oh, well, I think we can't do this all day.
No, just get out
But
a
maybe
couple more.
a different style
Good. This is interesting.
would be, well, we won't rate this one, but this is Adrian's favourite rat.
No, I cast that once off the houseboat and it broke.
Yeah,
Look at the bib. I
it's hooking me.
filed it down with a file to make it work again.
As we've discussed, rats are great. What about something like this guy?
I've never seen that swim. I've seen it everywhere, and I'd just love to see it swim.
They swim good.
So it's like a
Yeah.
spinnerbait inside the fish, basically.
Yeah, I don't know what.
There's a wake bait, sits on top.
No,
No,
it's a swim.
Also,
it goes
down.
subsurface.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, okay, so you haven't obviously used it, so you can't rate
No.
it. But as a genre, what would we call that? A swim bait? No, what they
A
call
wake.
hard body swim bait
So
thing.
if it goes down, then swim bait. But if it
Yeah.
stays half on top, then I call it a wake bait.
Yeah.
As a genre, so something similar to this would be a what are they called? Gigantriol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ganderel, Giganderel, yeah.
What is that trying to imitate with those colours there?
Colours. I think colours is
Yeah.
beside the point. Colours
Yeah.
don't
Come
matter.
on, Adrian.
That's
No, I'm
a
just
marketing
asking
thing.
as a
No.
personal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's imitating too much. It's more the profile and speed and the action that
Yeah.
does it.
Yep.
So,
So hard body swim baits work.
yeah, got out. Yeah, I've got heaps.
Very good.
Soft and hard.
All right. Well, I think that'll do us for show and tell.
Get another.
We've got so many other. We've got
Get another
bloody
lure out.
melted derrick thingies. What's that guy called?
Yeah,
Spinner bait.
That's a classic.
DC.
Somebody loves a spinner bait. Yeah, you into that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got heaps.
That colour?
My first Eildon cod ever came on one of these.
There you go.
Yeah, I've caught plenty of fish in through summer.
With the dual rig.
Yeah, the way it is, yeah. Summer, down deep, that fish in that 7+ metres, 6-7 metres plus. Hug on the bottom, probably within a metre or two of the bottom. You're laughing.
Yeah, awesome.
That'll get you.
I'll give that a shot this season.
I reckon they'd be good on snapper. in
Oh, no,
Portfield.
they've worked.
Yeah.
I've caught them on spinnerbaits before as a piss stack on a
Yeah,
real hot bite. I was catching them even on jackals, like, vibes and shit,
Yeah.
jackal vibes. I
Yeah,
was catching
that's
on that,
awesome.
and I was like, next time I'm going to catch them on a spinnerbait. I did.
there you go.
So
What I got from that is Adrian wastes more time than he should throwing weird animals on the surface. Yeah, no, we've done enough, Adrian. You're making a lot of noise. That's. Oh my God! You're spilling beer.
Dave lost it.
We've done enough time on the lures.
I know why you had trouble, because he hooked the box.
Yeah, because you put him in a secret cod box thing. This
Yeah.
is so unprofessional. Yeah,
What about this one?
it's just more
Yeah.
surface lures. We've
Hang
been
on.
through
I
it.
want to ask, because there's this weird thing on the hook here.
I personally haven't used it, but I've had mates with me on the boat use it.
Yeah.
And it's been eaten a few times. So I know
actually met
firsthand
the
it
guy
works.
who made this lure, Harrow.
Arrow, yeah.
In,
Actually, I was seeing him a couple of weeks ago fishing
Yeah.
up in Hilton. Yeah, bumped into him.
yeah, right.
Good dude, catches big fish.
Yeah, you've gone on way too long with that, Adrian, because people aren't.
I just
don't
want
care.
to know about this hook thing. That's all I want to know, and you didn't get it out the bloody box.
It's got a blade on it.
Doesn't
Yeah.
do too much, just more of a flash and
Yeah.
at the back. So, yeah,
Right.
it works.
Dave's upset because we dragged on too long on this segment.
No, well, I just feel like we covered it with like the first four lures. We've got, your surface, your swim bait, spinner bait, a duck.
the duck was
A
the
duck,
best.
a bird, and somewhere a rat, and somewhere along here we had like a fish.
They wouldn't eat.
We've got a petting zoo here on the table, ladies and gentlemen.
Surely they don't eat fish, though.
No.
They're just
Oh,
birds
okay.
and rats.
Do you have a block of cheese imitator with a paddle whip on it?
Actually, I was going to bring this up. I didn't
Just
write
go
it
to
on
Clark
my notes
Rubber and
here.
get a dense EVA foam block and just chuck a paddle bib on it.
I have
honest,
seen.
it'll work.
I have
Fuck
seen
no.
that there's these molds in the tackle
The
stalls.
grubs.
The grub cheese
Yeah.
mold.
Yeah, my dad made a couple too.
Have you actually
Years
caught a fish on a grub cheese?
Cheesy grub.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it works the same as a cube. Doesn't matter. It's too much work involved.
So what brand works better? Coon, Bega?
You
Can't
can't
say
call
coon.
it coon, mate.
It's still. You go to the shop. It's called Coon, isn't it? Or they actually changed it.
Um,
No,
No.
which brand works better?
Parmesan.
Blue and white.
Parmesan.
That's a style. That's a style.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, just mozzarella. It was like in the heat,
Yeah.
it doesn't want to crumble off your hook.
Okay.
But in winter, but like in summer, I know like just my dad's been using. If you use
Double brie.
camembert, as long as you got crackers. But the in the winter, mozzarella will stay on the hook. If you use Tasty, it will just like crumble. But
Yeah.
in summer, you can use Tasty because it does hold a little bit, flexes a little bit. But yeah,
There you
It's more
go.
the-
Cheese tips.
yeah, cheese,
101.
All right.
cheese and dips.
That's the sort of stuff we're coming at you with. So yeah, we've covered some good stuff there.
Dave's
with,
upset. We've gone on too long with the
No,
cheese
no,
thing.
no, no. I love it. It's really good. We've gone on. We've covered all the stuff with Tom. But yeah, so we should probably cover some of our own fishing over the week, Adrian.
Oh, yes.
So you went out.
No, you
When
went
did you
out.
go? Oh
on-
yeah, I went out first. I went out on Saturday, which was bloody blowing a hurricane, because that was the only day that my brother Tom could go for a fish. So, and I thought, it's probably going to be better on Saturday because there'll be a million boats out on Sunday. And he wanted to catch a tuna, so I went out the eastern entrance and literally
You got one on the Maria.
I got heaps on that. So literally we
fish.
had to start trolling from the entrance because it was so rough. But action was very good. We found the bulk of the fish still off probably Kilcunda region, I'd say, under the mutton birds, Adrian.
Under the mutton birds.
And yes, I got 4 on top water, which was very nice. I let the brothers wind in the trolleys and I flipped a little popper out the back and took the glory. So, yeah, it's just us and one other boat out there on Saturday, which was trash. And I've heard since then it's actually been kind of tough going out of Western Port. But you can attest to that, can't you, Adrian?
Yeah. I actually went out. Was it yesterday I went out? Or the day before?
I lose track.
Because
Oh, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
No, it was actually Monday because
Oh.
I took my boat in on Tuesday. I'm actually upgrading
Oh.
the motor.
Motor update.
Ooh.
The motor's
Yeah,
going on.
Repowering.
There you go.
Illegally
What size?
repowering.
What size are you going?
70 yam.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fun fact is like those are you got a 60 now?
No, I got a 50.
50.
Yeah, they're the same size block.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Yummy 70 is actually a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Your one now is a 3.
Yeah, correct.
You can actually get that tuned up to like a
Exactly.
90 because I'm in the same process through Suzuki.
I thought you
I'm
had a
getting
Honda.
Suzuki. Yeah, I do. I got a 60 now. I got it tuned to a 70.
Yeah.
It's good. Gets me moving, but yeah, I want to move up to 70 Suzuki and get that cranked up to a 90.
Yeah.
Couple
Yeah, it's
top
incredible.
end.
Because the reason that made me want to do it is I took Dave and Joey to Portland, casting at tuna for the weekend, and being 3 up,
Yeah.
I had to get him to jump on the bow to get on the plane, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't ideal.
You need
at
an
all.
instant. You need fucking be
Yeah.
here, be there straight away.
So I jumped on Ace's boat the other day. That thing is probably the fastest accelerating boat I've ever been on. It's
There's no weight.
it's a 445
And he
paint
weighs
thing,
60 kilos dripping wet too.
and he's got a 115 Pro XS, and the thing just like launches. He's got a 4-blade on it too.
Four-bladed, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like he's like, hold on, I go really, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, nice though.
How annoying is it our companies underrate boats or
Oh,
put the maximum too low
Yeah,
horsepower rating? It almost grinds my gears, Adrian.
exactly.
But it doesn't. Not today, anyway.
So
So, yeah, you went out.
yeah, I went out on Monday, and I noticed that Buoy 12 had about 30 boats on it, and I could see on the horizon, I'm like, oh shit, that must be Buoy 12. There's about 30 boats on the horizon there. And just before I got to Buoy 12, I'll just see about 200 metres before Buoy 12 going out the western entrance, and I see a swirl in the water. I go, what the hell's that? So I go out, and I see this in the water. a
A
heart
loose wheel
with a king.
with someone's king.
And I literally almost stole it off the seal because it was still alive.
Oh shit!
And I didn't have a gaff in the boat because we'd just been releasing fish with the net and tagging them. And I literally drove over the seal. He'd let go of the fish and it started swimming down the kingfish. And I've just reached under shoulder deep and got its tail with the tip of my fingers. I'm just like slowly bringing it up and the seal ripped it out of my hands.
Snatched it.
And my chest just hit the gear stick down.
Oh no!
So I'm driving forward and trying to hold it on. The seals ripped it out of my fingers. I'm like, oh. And the thing had a jig in its mouth too.
Oh,
Yeah, where's the photo of the jig?
Yeah, I'll get it up.
So someone's
so
obviously
there's
lost
the
this
seal.
fish.
So it was like a 110 centimeter fish. It was a good fish.
So obviously the bite for the kingfish in Western Port's still going all right then, by the looks of that. But yeah, you could literally see someone's jig hanging out its mouth. So someone's been...
That's mine.
Yeah, but my
Someone's
plan
gonna
was
claim
to
it.
get this half alive fish in my boat and then drive a buoy 12 and go, which dickhead's bloody not followed their fish up because it was quite easy to get. If I had a gaff, I would have had it.
Yeah.
And the thing was, still kicking its tail. So
Claimed it. Look what I call it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have said anything to anyone. I would have taken those fillets.
Yeah, bad.
he only had it by the throat. So the thing was still good flesh all along it.
I went out to a restaurant on the weekend and paid $27 for a starting size plate of kingfish. Is it haramissa, Adrian?
Yeah, hiramasa.
Haramissa,
It's
whatever.
a Japanese style kingfish there.
Which is cooked with the lemon or whatever. But it was literally just like 5 shavings of fillet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would have been taking that bad boy home. And sorry, Mr. Seal, but that's mine.
Yeah, so the idea why I went out was just to give my smaller motor one last
Was
burn.
it? It wasn't to catch fish.
No, it was. I obviously took the tuna gear with me.
Yeah.
And I went out to Gunnamatta, didn't see anything, made my way back to Flinders Bank and there was muttons everywhere.
Yep.
And the bite had obviously shut down when I got there because one of the charter boats got 3 just before I got there and it was basically over. But there was still muttons working everywhere and there's basically the video here. And as
Crazy.
you can see, they're all working. But I didn't mark anything on my sounder at all. So
Now, someone asked us last week on one of our questions.
yeah,
Discussion on... so they want to talk about when the birds are chasing tuna. He finds multiple birds flying around or sitting on the water. Do they need to be diving for there to be fish or bait? And that was from Adrian Jones,
oh, did I send that
777,
in? No.
which is secretly Adrian trying to learn some things about fishing.
Well,
So that was. I just thought I'd bring that up now because that was a really good example. If we're specifically talking about the run of small tuna at the moment that we get locally, small meaning up to 30 kilo. Those mutton birds, like what you're showing in your little video there, is a really good indicator. And we tend to find that when those mutton birds are dip diving their heads underwater or sitting on the water, then there's generally bait and tuna.
oh,
under 'em.
100%.
But if they're just flying around and moving about, then sometimes they haven't located the fish yet. But they are a good sign.
Yeah, 100%.
Would
And
you agree with that?
yeah, you just want to find the dip birds basically.
The dippo birds.
It's not really a bird we would have looked for about 5 years ago.
No.
Mutton, you just go, oh, look at that stupid black bird.
Best.
Yes. Turns out they're very good at finding bait.
Yeah.
But
And they often eat the, I guess, diced up whitebait and pilchards that float to the surface and they're just dipping their heads down on them and you go, well, there's obviously tuna then. Like we've had times where we see that and we just cast a popper right in the muttons and go bang on.
yeah, well, that's what I did on Saturday because it was like blowing about 1,000,000 knots and I was drifting at like high
Oh,
speeds.
man.
I just set up a mega drift through like a giant cloud of birds.
Yeah.
And just cast as I went along and got fish like that. And like half the time the fish are under not where like there can be like really hot, great looking action where you think I need to be casting there, but quite often you'll catch them under the birds that are still just sitting there waiting for the bait to come up again.
Yeah.
So
I
you
agree with
just
that.
got to be in that zone to be within a shot.
You've done a bit of top water on the tuna, haven't you?
Not as much as I like. I really want to get out there in my boat and do it.
Your
Yeah,
little...
my tiny. Yeah. I really want to do that, but I don't know, I
Yeah,
keep
that's good
distracted.
fun.
I
on
still
the
want to go
tinny.
chase a marlin out of mine too. I was supposed to leave today. I was supposed to leave, but the weather window dictates different otherwise, and obviously work on.
I'll be up there at the end of the month too in mine.
Yeah, late ball season.
Yeah,
You can take our duck if you want.
Yeah,
a teaser.
You wanted to be on the podcast. That's why you stayed home.
Danny. Yeah, that's right.
Don't lie.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I guess we'll quickly run through the hookup, which is our reports.
the new segment of it's no longer called the whip around because everyone else says that. So it's called the hookup.
No. Well, I feel like we've covered a few of the things just in our little conversations there. But while we've got Tom here in the studio, I think it'd be great to ask him about the cod fishing at the moment. How's the cod fishing been?
Terrible.
Yeah?
Don't bother.
Really? You've been smashing them.
I reckon that's a code word for it's the best ever. So don't go in my waters.
Everyone go to Lake Mulwala specifically.
They've been biting at Mosquito Channel.
Wise guy, eh?
I haven't been there in years. We've clocked it.
Yeah, we've finished Mulloway fishing.
Yeah.
We're moving on to the cod.
I didn't say anything about Mulloway. I was talking about cod.
Oh, right, sorry.
He's talking about Mullowala.
No, the cod fish has been great. It's just a bit hard with the higher water temps. The fish generally sit a little bit deeper. So like fishing that real shallow waters, real bite window determined. So like your low light periods or through the night time. But like through the heat of the day, you definitely want to be fishing out a little bit deeper. There's still fish there. You just maybe have to slow down or change your technique. But they just change. Like there's still fish up there shallow, but they just literally probably switch off. I'll go like hibernate throughout the day, whether it's just like too warm. So like, I don't want to eat when it's too hot. I can't be stuffed. But
what kind of water temperature is too high? Because I was down at Moama the other week and we had about 28, 29 on the sounder. So
yeah. And that's on the Murray, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, like, you can imagine that's flowing water, but when you go to Mulwala, it's like 30, 31, if not even warm in some shallow parts, especially because of that weed as well.
Yeah.
It's like a big insulator. So like you can imagine that at night, it'll probably drop
Radiant
down those,
heat.
3-4 degrees, it will drop. Then it'll be like those fish are like, it's literally as if the shades come over their head and they're happy to mill around. But at the same time, you've got those fish that were sitting down deep in that cooler water, are happy to move up into that bit warmer water and feed.
Yeah.
So like your shallower water going, 3 meters and less, prime targets.
Yeah.
So nighttime is a productive time this time of year.
Very.
Yeah.
What do you do at night? Do you just cast in the pitch black and just hope?
Like you generally like plan your sort of what you're going to do. Try to get out there before like on the last light so you can sort of see the layout. If there's weed or if it's going to be good or bad. But and then like it depends on your style of fishing. I'm happy to go there without it, but you can go out there with your active target as well. And even then, when you're scoping around, you can see them sitting up a lot higher than normal too.
Yeah.
So when they're sitting up a little bit higher, they're definitely more active. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, nice. All right, so cod fishing's good if you want to go at night. Just don't go near Tom. He gets.
It's normally when you're barbecuing on the fire and drinking a few scotches and whiskies and beers.
We'd never catch them.
And the mozzies, especially this time of year, it's hard. You got to wear long sleeve, like full sun gear, like long sleeves. Sometimes I wear gloves. Irrigator Bushman's doesn't cut it. You got to wear buffs and all that sort of shit too. It's pretty heavy. It can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, nice. All right, so that covers the cod. So we've talked about West tuna. So yeah, they're still about, but they had a bit of a quiet patch last week. Barwon heads are still going really good. I'm sure there's still plenty out the eastern entrance of Western Port and probably some out the western entrance.
Any whiting there, Dave, on your report?
Nah,
Master.
They're just always there, aren't they? Boring.
Off the top.
Off the top. I'd be into that.
Under the birds too.
That would be actually fun.
Pelicans.
They're on little like top water poppers and.
You ever done that before?
No, they do it in New South Wales a lot on the sand flats there.
Done heaps on like Birmingham, Narooma and stuff like that. Like, you literally wade around and like they put a boogie board behind you, like an esky with beers in it and shit, and chuck the fish in there too. Like,
I'm into it. That sounds so much better than
even better when it's blowing like 30 knots and you can't get out.
Yeah.
The whiting go up on the flats a lot better because there's like a bit more cover, like with the chop.
Yeah.
They still smash the lures like.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bream and everything gets up on the flats.
How do you stack them on your bait board if you've only got an esky?
On your boogie boards with an esky.
A boogie stack.
Yeah, stack
boogie quad stack.
I'm into that. That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, it is.
So the marlin are going all right up the east coast. So
South coast.
You probably
southeast
coast. So you probably know better than us then.
No, not really.
Tom. Huh?
No.
He's like the
Oh,
blue
yeah.
water master.
We-
We won a few comps, so
I've seen reports out of Eden,
Mm.
Bermagui, Port Stephens.
Yeah,
Statements.
Stevens as well, JB, everything. I've heard a few. There's been a pretty good fight, pretty much that Port to JP with the odd black coming down, but a lot more blacks have been like JB still.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
Malakuta.
Yeah, Cooter.
Been
Yeah.
fishing Cooter. So pretty much
I had a mate that got back to me late last week. The rig, I can't remember the rig, but there was a bait ball with 3 fish on it.
oh wow,
that's
long
exciting.
run in a tinny though.
That water rolled over, like it was like for 2 days. They seen marlin both days, and then the one day it was just green.
Yeah,
but they did see a lot of life, like slimies and shit on top. So it could still happen. It's just the water's a bit green, and I don't know water temps, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing that holds bait like that structure there at the oil rigs. So. Oh, yeah, cool. So sort of marlin or a chance anywhere up the coast there by the sounds of it.
yeah.
Actually,
Pick your location and go
I'll
for
just
it.
go to Burn because it's only 18 k's to the shelf.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep, snapper in Port Phillip. Going really good.
on
Who's been
spinnerbaits.
catching them?
I don't know. I actually haven't seen that
The
many
charter
photos
guys
this
have
week.
been smashing them.
I reckon everyone's moved on because I haven't actually seen that many photos.
They're into the Western Port Kings now.
Yeah,
There's a few charter boats on that boy.
and I saw gummy charters going on with big bronze whalers happening.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there's bronzies everywhere in Port Phillip.
Yep.
Sharknado. Yeah, so speaking of bronzies, heaps of bronzies up the 90 Mile Beach still at the moment. For people that are into that kind of thing, chucking big baits off the beach, which is pretty fun. Don't you reckon, Adrian?
Sure.
No, you're not into it?
Jump on the surfboard and paddle her out.
Exactly, yeah.
Very good.
Get eaten by a white. Lovely.
It does sound quite enjoyable when you say it that way. Yeah, so that's about what's going on around the traps, Adrian.
Yeah, good good summer report there.
Sort of similar to every other week, really. But there you go. Thought that might help some people.
Actually, I did see one of your mates, Luke McCredden. He went out with fisheries and tagged a Marco shark off Barwon.
Yeah, I did see that. We'll have to have a chat to Luke and get some details about that one.
Yeah.
'Cause,
And apparently it's just been staying in that little
Yes.
cove of the heads there.
been looking for divers and stuff
Yeah, basically.
to attack.
Oh, there's a lot of tuna out there, so why wouldn't you? Why would you
Yeah.
move? So
That's it. They're pretty much around all year here these days. The amount of bait that we get locally, it's crazy.
yeah, well, it's interesting because we have brought up the Mako shark a few times now, and where they can only reproduce when they're about 19 years old.
Yeah,
And 9 feet, the females. It's crazy.
yeah. That's some new
So-
information. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a crazy stat. Like,
How
long-
big did you say?
it was about 9 feet or something for the
Oh,
female. Yeah. Tave's not
Big
into it.
fish.
No, I've heard it like 4
Yeah.
times.
Maybe like 250 odd kilos. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
9 feet, yeah. I
Big
don't know.
fish.
It'd be pretty big. Well, the reason I whipped through that stuff, didn't whip. I
You're hooked.
I hooked up through that stuff pretty quick was because we put out a shout out for some questions on Instagram today, and I saw there was heaps of them.
Oh, here
And
we
I
go.
figured those could take some time to get through.
Mm.
So,
Well-
do you want to get that one up, Adrian?
Yeah, I'm going to try find our post here.
By the way, just in the interim while Adrian's getting that up, we didn't start off the show with our beer of the week, but I can do that now.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
We've got a Laneway Lager by Stomping Ground Brewing Co.
Did they sponsor us?
No, it was just
Oh.
in Adrian's fridge when I was panicking looking for a beer of the week.
There
Do
you
I
go.
actually
Yeah,
dare
give it a
drink
whirl. If it better not be an IPA. I'll be
No, it's
very
not.
angry if it is.
I hate IPA. Look, I'm not the best person to try these beers because I'm more of a mainstream beer drinker, to be honest. I find a lot of these ones are not to my taste, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross, as I expected. I'm sure sorry, Stomping Ground. I'm sure that is, if you're into that sort of thing, a delicious drop. You want some?
No.
Adrian?
I got to.
No, thanks.
Haven't
I'd
sold
rather
it very well,
not
have I?
in this age.
Back to the Great Northerns.
So we're on the questions here, and we'll go. I guess it's the first question here. So we got Brody Connolly here. He's asking, "Who is your favourite brother, and why is it Gary?"
Oh, well,
Well, I don't have a brother named Gary, so we'll go to you, Tom.
Who's Gary? So we'll just go process of elimination. So it's Jesse.
Jesse's your favourite.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I don't have a brother named Gary either, but Gary's still my favourite brother.
Wow, that's an insult to you two brothers.
They listen to this too. Sorry, guys. If only you were better at
All right.
top water tuna casting.
Next one from Murray Cod Mafia. How do you approach fishing for cod now with live technology? Do you just search for active cod with the pole, or do you cast at structure and see if any active fish are on the structure?
Pretty good question. I still throw lures. Like, you still got to search, because there's so many times out of like structure, like big root balls or big bits of structure where you see nothing, and then you slow roll, swim over the top, and old mate just comes straight out.
Yeah.
So I still throw. I don't always look for a fish. Like, if you see one open
Sounds
water,
like you need
go
a wider
for it.
beam when you escape.
Well,
So-
it's actually, I think it's off the top of my head, 28 degrees or
Okay.
something. So like out, like you
It's
can
already
imagine,
quite wide,
yeah, if you imagine like 30 meters out, like it's
Yeah.
got an 8 meter. Like, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
It might not be 8 meters, but like
Could
say
be.
6 meters or
28
whatever.
degrees from you.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. So if you can imagine, like, you think, oh yeah, I'm on top of the fish, but you're not. You're still like 2-3 meters away.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're scanning pretty much. So that, but there's a little bit of a trick to it to get it within range of, like, you know, the density. Like, you start narrowing down the density of how prominent, like how bright the fish shows up to your lure. Like the density is the, you know, and then you can sort of line them two up to get accurate cast. But going back to the question, no, still got a fish.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm going to save myself the money and not get one then.
Yeah.
If you're casting anyway.
Well, like, I know people that stand at the front of the boat literally with a deck chair or sitting on the esky and just like moving a pole around. But personally, I think that brings a bit of a bad name to the way of fishing.
Yes.
Like, in open water, like I was saying earlier about like scanning for the fish and trying to see if there's, like, to an extent, yeah. Like, you want to see if there's bait. You want to see, okay, no, we're going to stick it out here a bit more. If not, we're moving.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question we got here is, can we please see some more chook chat? So we have this segment where we used to talk about Brendan's chicken. So, well, got on to Pawsey and Brendan today, and they put us a video together. So,
They're not dead. We thought they were dead.
yeah.
Well, Dave and Adrian,
Is that
here
you
they
two
are,
there?
the feathered Dave and Adrian. Loving life out here in Nyora. Look at their little hotel they got there in the background. They love it in there. It's brilliant. They even got the fireplace. Have a look at that.
Oh.
They got plenty of mates out here. Gilbert over the back there. We got Bob here and Bonnie. Good to see you two knobheads aren't trying to attack me at the moment. And of course we've got the two horses out the back here. And they're buggy. They love getting in the buggy and going for a fat arm. It's unreal. You want to see them. They carry on. But, yeah, they're really enjoying life since we had to rescue them from Crib Point, because the bloody neighbours, how could you whinge and whine about these two little beauties, eh? Bloody disgraceful it is.
Oh, is he saying
Anyway,
I did that?
everybody, signing off. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, Paws. That's a great update. I'm pretty sure that's the ducks that Brendan's afraid of, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because their
The
beaks
soft-
will nip him.
Yeah, basically.
All right, great chook update. Absolutely love that. I'd pay to see those ducks driving that buggy too, by the way. So if you can get that on footage, Paws, that'd be fantastic for next week's show.
I think Tom loved the fat arming. The chook's fat arming in the bloody buggy.
That does look like some nice chook accommodation, though.
Oh, yeah. He's done well.
I'm shocked that like Pawsy's actually looking after him and stuff.
I reckon it's Lamb Chops doing it.
Yeah. Chopsy's doing it.
Yeah.
Good update. Moving on with the questions. For Brad Howe Fishing has asked, what is the lowest part of the Murray you have pulled a cod on the surface? I'll go first. Haven't caught one. Tom?
I think that means like how far down the Murray, so like towards SA way.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably talking right up north at Bonnie Doon.
Probably like, what's that entrance called? Saltwater Creek or something where they catch
Jerusalem
the jewfish?
Creek.
Murray Bridge.
Like where it goes
Central
into the ocean.
Ah,
Sea run
I don't
cod.
think it goes to anything, does it?
Yeah,
No, it does. Spills right into the ocean.
In Adelaide,
yeah, they
yeah,
get
below-
big Jews there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
below
yeah.
Murray Bridge, you keep going, and
Glenelg.
it's huge. It's like a
Adrian's just
massive
saying
bar.
random towns.
I don't
Yeah.
know. 'Cause
Anyway.
I actually don't know.
Anyway, back to the question.
Would have to be like towards Mildura way, that way, Redcliffe.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So that's the furthest you've got them?
Yeah, like I haven't delved too much. We've been to like Renmark and that, but didn't spend much time at all up there. But which is, again, that's not too much further. I think off the top of my head, it's like 150k, so it's not that much further. But yeah, the cod start to thin out after that, like after there. I don't know what it is, but it's like they did copper heavy, a lot of pressure years going back, but like the quality there, like if you were chasing a metre 50 cod weighing 130, 140 pounds, that's the place to go.
Okay. there
that's
you
where
go.
I'll set my gill net. Well, there was big fish kills in there somewhere, wasn't
Curse
there?
net, you reckon?
Oh,
Well, that's where it branches off and goes up towards the Darling, up towards Pooncarie, and up towards
Oh, yeah,
all of them. But yeah,
that would have had a fair impact, I'd imagine. Do you want to do the next one, Adrian? Or
Yeah,
should I?
yeah. So one came in from a lad called Standing Dave.
Oh.
Is there any point using anything other than a budgerigar lure? If so, what species of bird is it?
I feel like one wants to be a millionaire. So is there a multiple choice to this? Or
The duck.
Are you talking about that, or are you actually talking about this bad boy here?
No, I'm talking about the budgie.
The budgie.
Look at him, he's not well. He's had one bite and he's like
Oh,
dead.
Pinter really rated Daffy the Duck there, so
Yes.
I reckon that's
Danny.
the better
I
bird.
reckon Danny's a better bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks a bit more hardy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Apart from his little foot.
Well, that was a bit of a trick question then.
Triple.
Now, recently you caught a real big cod, and Goodoo Gang has sent. Do you know Goodoo Gang?
Yeah.
They sent through a question. What rod do you use to cast your 17-ounce big dog? What's that, a lure?
Well,
Yeah,
you got 17 ounces of lead there, so
Or do you just launch
have
it
a feel.
with manually full overarm bowl with the reel opened?
Throw it like a grenade with in free spool and just like catapult launch.
How
So
does that
that's 17 ounces of sinker. I don't know why we're showing you that, but Adrian thought that was important.
No, I just wanted you to feel the weight of his
Oh,
lure.
that would snap my little cod rod.
Yeah. That was actually the lure was 17 ounces, but I had to add 2 more ounces to make it sink.
Oh, wow.
So it was actually 19 ounce.
Oh, so what is it?
It's not. It's at the factory made. It's 17 ounce, but I had to add 2 ounces to
Yeah,
make
but
it
what's
actually
the
sink.
lure?
I should have brought it in for you guys. It's called it's from Viva Fishing, called a Gotcha Max.
Yeah, right.
I found out.
Google that.
Yeah, I will. I'll
Adrian.
Google it.
Adrian's our version of
Oh.
Joe Rogan's Jamie guy.
So it's called, what's it called?
Gotcha Max,
Yeah, right. So how big is it? Like lengthwise?
16 inch, I think.
That's like a Blue Marlin bait.
Yeah, that got my last meter.
That's
And
crazy.
that was actually one of 4 for one night fishing.
Gotcha Max. It's just coming up with some weird.
It is,
You're going to have to put Gotcha Max fishing lure or something, or
That
Viva.
is-
No, it's coming up
Viva
with
Gotcha Max.
some estuary. English perch
yeah,
lure.
yeah,
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's this guy.
yeah. That's him there.
I've got one.
That's a $90 lure.
Yeah. Oh, that price has gone down a bit because when they first came out, yeah, they were, I think, 110 or something.
Look, Adrian, I've got one of them.
Yeah, you do.
Same thing.
Well,
Gotcha.
that doesn't
If you
weigh
hold it
bloody
right out.
20 ounces, does it?
It's pretty heavy, actually.
So would you use that as sinker at Boyd's Well for gummies?
Yeah.
I think it's like 580 grams or something. So like all up, it's like over a pound.
Does that exceed your rod's casting limit?
The one I had it on was like just over, yeah, by like 3 ounces. 2
Okay,
ounces,
there you
so
go.
ballpark, but yeah.
We got one from Chris Casa, and he wants to know the best way to cook 20 60 centimetre kingfish.
Or do you want to cook 60, 20 centimeters?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's what he means.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, very good. What? I don't know where we were going to go with that one. It's clearly a piss take.
Oh, it might have meant something to Tom.
Who's taking a piss?
Yeah, I might have to duck out in a sec. So, do you target cod differently in summertime compared to wintertime? We kind of went through that a
Yeah.
bit, didn't we?
100%, yeah, there is a difference. Yeah.
But I feel like we covered that already
we
this
did.
morning.
Thoughts on releasing / recovering big fish in summer when the water surface temperature is higher than below?
I got a funny story that went on with that. Not really funny, but it was pretty serious.
That changed
Yeah.
gear rather quickly.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen on social media. I posted a fish that while I was on guide with someone going.
Oh,
somewhere,
that
got a
fish
metre
was
30.
huge.
Yeah, that was a metre 30. It was more, but the way it was measured on the mat, it wasn't done properly. And
There it is there.
long story short, I asked them to put a Fat Max tape on it, and at a proper stab it was like 132, 133.
Yeah.
That's the fish there.
That's an
I didn't
absolute giant.
That's
Yeah.
obese.
I didn't have a set of scales or anything, but that one would have been tickling 100 pound.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
equal with that thing behind me.
yeah.
Wow.
That fish, I was trying to explain where to cast, and
Yeah.
like we were saying about the active target, about getting in that proper line of cast.
Yeah.
I could see the lure on screen, but it wasn't that same density as the fish, so it was a little bit off. I could tell it was like 2 meters this way or that way. And I asked him, I said, "Do you reckon I can have a cast?" And then he's like, "Yeah, go for it." Just
Oh
like,
no.
I picked up my rod.
Oh no, did you catch it?
And then first cast was actually a bit of a bird's nest, and next cast back in, slow rolled it. Old mate came up, did a U-turn up it, slammed it.
Oh wow, so
And
you
I was
actually
like
caught it.
on. Yeah, I was on. I was like, got it like halfway up, and I got to look at it just quickly. I thought I knew it was like a metre 10, 15 ballpark, and I was like, all right, turn around. I was like, who wants it?
Yeah.
It was a father and son, and they hadn't caught big metre fish, and
Yeah.
Dad pushed this kid forward. He's like, grab it, and he's like, like done a couple runs at the boat, and Dad, old man, was still standing there, and I was like, get the net. And I even netted it too.
Dave just like the humiliation, accepting a hooked
Yeah, I
fish.
know you never take another man's hooked fish.
And then got it to the boat, and I was like, dude, like we had it there, and I was like, I reckon that's 130. That's 130 all day.
Yeah.
And anyway, long story short, with the release photos, this and that, we're actually pretty quick. I reckon 3 minutes max.
Yeah.
Before it was like, okay, it's going in, literally from net to it being back in the water, and we revived it, kept swimming away. It would duck down, and then it will pop back up again. But it didn't go belly up. It was just like going on the surface. Speedway would have cleaned it up.
Oh, it's got a better chance of
Yeah.
surviving in the water, doesn't it?
Yeah. So like I got the a tackleback pole, the big black telescopic ones with the corkscrew in the end, and I had to wow at a little technique. I want to put a patent on it.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of 6 pound, 2 foot of 6 pound leader that you had laying around in the boat, and got a little bait holder hook. Ended the corkscrew bit, 2 foot of the 6 pound leader, and put a little bait holder hook, and I pierced it through the tip of the nose, and we extended the
Pushed
pole,
it down,
let it down, like pretty much like a downrigger sort of setup.
Yeah.
So I had it all the way
You
down. Old
swam
mate
it
was
like that?
leaning over, like holding, because the drag of the
Yeah.
pole, and then plus this big fish. I could see it. I turned the active target around. I could see the fish just literally just like on idle. And I could see its fins going and everything. I was like, all right, so he'll live, but just give him that
Yeah,
time. And
crazy.
2 hours later, I was swimming it, and finally, like, we popped it, and then like it kept going down and swimming.
So
it.
you're watching on your active
Yeah,
target
the whole time.
Yeah, wow.
And then I followed it for about 10, 15 minutes, and then like it was happy. Like it just needed that depth, because there was actually one time after releasing a couple of times where I was like, let me pick it up and let me spear it in, try to get that depth. And I've caught metre 20 fish that weighed 80 pound that I could pick up on a squat. This thing, I was like, ugh, and the boys had to literally help me from under my waist to get it up. But once it was up, I was all right. I was cradling it, but I could not get it off that little bit of a squat section up to my chest.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So like, I don't know if I could compare like 80 pound fish, I could do it by myself, no worries. This thing took like me and two blokes to just pop it up that little bit more. So I didn't have scales. I can't make the call.
Yeah.
I won't do it, but
You called it 100 pound already, so we're going with 100 pound.
like, yeah.
You can always just
Dave.
weigh the fillets later.
We've got 1 minute of recording left.
There we are.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up. We covered most of the questions there anyway, and if not, we covered them earlier in the podcast. And I've got one final question for you, Thomas.
Make it quick.
We got 1 minute.
What kind of pizza do you want? Because we're getting pizza.
Ooh.
Do you like anchovies on your pizza? Because I'm a big anchovy
Yeah,
fan.
I don't mind it. Like
Dave-
if done right, it's like
Dave
add
doesn't
salt.
like tobacco either.
Oh, really?
What? Oh, the roe.
Yeah, the flying fish roe
Nah.
on sushi.
What?
Yeah,
When I
it
say
was
that, I'll
disgusting.
grab it.
Yeah,
I'll
same.
take advantage of
Yeah.
it.
So, Dave, you've lost that in the majority rules, I guess.
I don't really care. It's my taste buds don't like it. I'm sorry about that.
We've mostly got like 50 seconds left.
All right.
Okay,
Goodbye,
so-
everyone. Thank you very much. Awesome having you on.
Yeah,
Tom.
thanks, Tom.
Thanks
It was
for having
bloody
me.
awesome. having
Quickly,
you on.
your YouTube channel is Fishing with the Captain.
Fishing with the captain, yep.
Yeah.
Jump on it. I'm actually uploading a video as we speak. Literally
Wow.
while we have him eyeing it off, so it's going up.
There we
Hopefully
go.
it's tonight.
Yeah, well, ours is definitely going up tonight, so watch ours first. Get
Thanks,
on it.
guys. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Thanks for
Awesome.
having me. Cheers. And that's wrapping up Dave's segment on whiting fishing. Stay tuned